What up, gamers and book lovers? Today on Dice and Dragons, we are continuing the Tales From series, as we're going to be covering from, you can see over there, Mitosis, the novella for the Reckoner series by Brandon Sanderson. Now, Mitosis takes place in between Steelheart and Firefight. It is a short novella, so this is not going to be a very long review. It's kind of difficult to talk about a novella without really spoiling it. But we're going to do our best anyway to just give you our thoughts on the story. It'll just be in a shorter context, like the book. Now, as we always like to do here on Dice and Dragons, I'll grab my drink, grab my book. I know it's a digital one. Still haven't got the paper versions of the Reckoners. And we'll talk about Mitosis. Now you might be wondering why I'm still wearing the Heroes shirt. Well, since we're talking about Heroes, I felt it was appropriate. Keep it right here. Now let's talk about Mitosis. As I'm going to be discussing a novella, I'll try to break things up a little bit with story and characters, primarily focusing on the new character of Mitosis. Then I'll just sort of give you guys my final thoughts. It's a novella, it's short. I want to keep this video nice and short for you as well. Now let's talk about the setting. Well, the heroes have won. New Cargo is being reorganized with a government made up of regular people. This is no longer the city of epics. This is the city of your average citizens of the fractured states of America. And we've got more and more people coming into the city. What I do really like about it is the book shows the small victories, particularly the hot dog stand, and the way that New Cargo is changing and becoming this light of hope to the rest of the fractured states. It's very minor, but Brandon Sanderson does focus on it a lot, and I think he does it very well. And it's important because if you think about the fractured states as a whole, this was a place where, you know, there was no rule of law. It was basically the rule of the powerful, kill or be killed. And New Cargo is now something different. And it's nice to have this interlude between Steelheart and Firefight, where we actually get to see the heroes enjoying, at least for a little bit, the fruit of their labor. Now, what essentially happens is as people move into New Cargo, there's a chance that an epic might move in and try to, you know, replace Steelheart, which is where Mitosis comes in. Now, this epic has the ability to create clones of himself. He comes to New Cargo to take it over and to find out what really happened to Steelheart, this godlike figure, because he doesn't believe that, you know, an average human being could have defeated him. Now, throughout the book, we get a lot of interplay with David and Mitosis, and that's really the core of the book. And I really do like that we learn a lot more about David, and the interplay between Mitosis and him also helps build sort of the foundation as to what we know about epics and a lot of their weaknesses. There's also a great relationship developing between David and Tia, and not in terms of, they're going to be dating. It's, if you've read the previous novel, you think it's quite clear that there's something going on with Tia and Prof. But I do like that we get this sort of motherly connection, that she cares a lot about David as well as the rest of the team. But I think she feels a little bit more responsible for him, and their communications over the mic are fantastic. And I do like, as I said, the way they work together really gives us some more insights on epic weaknesses. And I'm going to move on right now and just give you guys my final summary of the novella. We do get an appearance by Abraham and Prof, but it's really a small book. I actually listened to it on audiobook, solid audiobook. It was only about an hour long. Now, what I think about this book is I don't really have any negatives to say about it. It's so short, and even if it being a YA novel, there's no really like negative tropes that it falls into. The book has a purpose, and that's to bridge Steelheart and Firefight. But what I really like about it is there's a lot of information given in the book that is going to be pertinent to the rest of the Reckoner series. Now, at the end of the book, David and Prof have an interesting discussion about what they learned during their encounter with Mitosis, and it is something that I feel that everyone needs to pay attention to, because it is going to be maybe not a key point of every story, but it's going to definitely play into how the story gets resolved in the end, or at least how the Reckoners deal with any epics going forward. So for a novella, for the value that it adds to the series, and as much as I enjoyed it for being only a short novella, I give this a solid 8 out of 10. I think I might have liked it even more than Steelheart because of its tight and narrow focus. And if you're a fan of the Reckoner series, you definitely need to read this, and I would recommend reading this or listening to it before we get to Firefight. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys are here for our next review. You'll see some links popping up to our other video content, whether it's going to be books or if it's, board game related. You'll see it showing up now or shortly. And you can find more links to information on Dice and Dragons down below with regards to our social media feeds in the video description. And as always, here on Dice and Dragons, grab your drink, grab your book, and hope to see you back here for our next review.